For the Sultanate of Oman, part of the education system is to conduct periodical reviews and evaluations. Education is very important to prepare people for life, to prepare them to face challenges, and contribute to the advancement of society.
Without school, you can't succeed in the future.
The youth are the future.
I love school because I meet my friends here, and I like to study.
It develops my mind. I love it.
Because it's education that will benefit us in the future, that makes me very happy.
It's well known that the world is undergoing many changes at various levels. Changes that affect the political, economic, social and even technical levels.
Change is constant, so our education system must change too, to be aligned with global developments.
Education is the only way that we are going to solve some of the world's biggest problems. And I think if you look at the way that the world is now having to cope with conflict, climate shocks and technology, it seems to be accelerating.
Education's role is to prepare each individual for the future and to give them the skills they'll need to deal with these changes. It also gives them the knowledge that they'll need in order to cope with all the new things that they will encounter in life.
The Ministry is very keen on developing the education system. The development of the education system in the Sultanate of Oman stems from several starting points, the most important of which is Oman Vision 2040. There is a primary goal which focuses on developing educational curricula in line with sustainable development. And the most important thing is that it's based on what we call the skills of the future.
What the Ministry of Education in Oman wanted to do was to create students who, at the end of their studies, knew what it meant to be scientists, to be inquirers, to be mathematicians, and, critically, how to use their knowledge. And that's been a really, really core part of this. This isn't just about taking on board more knowledge. It's about how do you use that in your future skills.
Teachers now have to take into account that students must acquire skills more than knowledge. Knowledge is available and students can get it anywhere. Google now provides you with all the knowledge you want, but are students really capable? And do they have the skill needed to search for the knowledge they need? This in itself is a skill.
Modernisation should prevent students from simply receiving information or storing information that is changing on a daily basis. It's better for the student to have skills and be capable of acquiring the information themselves. You have to teach them how to fish, not give them a fish.
The programme in Oman is around transforming maths and science education using international standards but deeply contextualised to be highly relevant for Oman.
These subjects were not selected randomly. These subjects were chosen because their outputs are global.
We've collaborated on adapting the existing Cambridge math and science resources into Arabic and customizing them to the Omani culture and context.
The Ministry of Education in Oman wanted to use materials that had already been tested, that were in use internationally, and they then wanted to tweak these so that they would be absolutely appropriate for Oman.
It is a programme of teaching and learning materials from grades 1 to 12, which need a new pedagogical approach from the teachers to be able to teach scientific inquiry, to teach maths from a real understanding of its practical application. This is a really active, engaging style of teaching and learning.
The goal is to advance the science and mathematics curricula to meet international standards and have graduates who are able to keep up. Work and contribute locally, regionally and internationally, since these curricula are international and globally recognised.
The programme is quite wide-ranging in terms of what it delivers. It delivers a curriculum framework outline. It delivers teaching and learning materials in the form of a student book, activity book and teacher's guide for each semester, for each grade. It also delivers teacher training, assessments, test specifications, sample test papers, training for assessment item writers, as well as capacity development for teams who are working in the curriculum and teaching and learning materials sectors going forwards.
It's well known that children in the early stages prefer sports classes. But today I've discovered that science and mathematics are as fun as sports.
Most jobs need applied science and mathematics.
Science and mathematics, they're the basis of development and advancement.
Mathematics is used everywhere.
Mathematics is the queen of the sciences. If a student completes this Maths and Science series, they will acquire all the basic skills needed to meet future requirements.
When you learn science and mathematics, they open doors to jobs and success. Therefore, we should study these subjects. Otherwise, we won't understand anything happening in today's world.
If humans did not know science and mathematics, they would not have a future. Because today, all apps and programs, as well as our daily lives, are all highly dependent on that.
If I don't learn maths, I won't know the difference between that number and that number.
The Cambridge curriculum is a very fun curriculum. It's an advanced curriculum.
It can reach students with different learning styles.
The material was presented sequentially to the student from the lower to the higher stages. So when the material was introduced to the student, it was done gradually.
What we've also tried to do is link them to real life, so they're no longer isolated subjects that you're just learning numbers or learning about something random. The customization that we've done between the original Cambridge books and the Omani version of it has made them very relevant, so that you're learning every context and you're relating it to your real life.
As a mother, the maths and science curricula shocked me in the beginning. As a mother, I have to keep up with things in order to help my children.
I have one daughter in the 9th grade and one in 7th grade. This generation needs to be highly competent, to be well developed and sophisticated.
At first, there was a difficulty in receiving these curricula, in terms of understanding this by parents and students alike. But after some time, we discovered that the curricula were in fact very creative.
Children have come to understand the curriculum more easily.
In the past, we used to rely on a specific mechanism that was limited to explaining the lesson. But now there are many strategies that ensure access to information to students of all levels in the classroom.
The Cambridge curriculum is excellent in measuring learning outcomes. It is for the benefit of the student. It measures the level in general and not individual differences.
I work in Cambridge, and I hold the position of a Sultan Qaboos Early Career Research Fellow and College Lecturer in Mathematics. This position was endowed by the late Sultan Qaboos of Oman to allow the young scientists to build up their own research program and to get some experience with teaching and mentoring of students. If you ask 10 people why they like mathematics, you will get 10 different answers. But what excites specifically me about mathematics is that you can take some mathematical concepts and then you can apply them in order to solve the real-world problems. So we can use mathematics in order to predict how the weather will change, what will happen to our climate, predict how diseases spread throughout the society, or we can use mathematics in order to develop new software or artificial intelligence. Cambridge is one of the oldest universities in the world. It has a very long tradition of teaching mathematics, so many great minds, from Newton to other scientists, come from Cambridge.
Our partnership with Cambridge is truly a partnership that we are proud of. We saw the partnership was necessary to complete the development process, a partnership with a trusted institution that really works with the ministry side by side to develop this system from the 1st grade until the 12th grade.
This is the room in which the first contract was signed with the Sultanate.
We look forward to working with Cambridge.
Fantastic.
Cambridge is well known for the work it does, whether at the level of curricula or books. Everything we do is evidence-based. Our partners recognise that it's crucial that we take an evidence-based approach on this recent evidence, on modern education, on modern curricula and modern way of thinking.
The basis of this engagement was that we were looking for a leading educational institution.
We have worked together as one team. We've always been very strong partners with the ministry because we have the same goal. We are trying to do what is best for the learners and for the teachers and for all the stakeholders.
Having so many different experienced people involved from their own perspectives and bringing their own expertise has been really positive and rewarding. The opportunity to work with the Ministry of Education in Oman and seeing how the ministry has, first of all, identified what they want to do, identified how they want to do it, and have then implemented that has been hugely interesting.
The ministry has paid great attention to those delivering the curriculum to students. The focus is the teacher.
From the beginning, the ministry developed a clear annual plan for training teachers, including all teaching and supervisory staff.
The training was efficient. It was held at a training centre. It was good.
We received a one-week-long training when it was introduced. It was excellent, enriching and beneficial.
The training is continuous and doesn't stop. There are always new training needs. Therefore, training is ongoing.
The old curriculum was just a system of instruction. It was based on teaching students the information. The Cambridge curriculum is based on inquiry.
We see the student acquiring deep and logical mathematical thinking. Thinking about the problem and applying logic is one of the most important skills we teach. These are the skills of the 21st century and skills of the future.
The new curriculum creates a student who is open to the inner and outside world, and to the advancements of modern science. The new curricula are advanced and keep pace with the modernisation in the local and global labour markets.
All these new things make the learning process more enjoyable for the student.
My son refuses to take his science and math books out of his bag, even if they're not part of today's subjects.
If education continues to advance, I truly hope that Oman ranks among the top developed countries.
In accordance with Oman Vision 2040, I believe that education in Oman will make real progress, and we will keep pace with the countries that occupy the top positions in the education field.
This programme will mean that the students of 2028 and beyond, when they leave school, will be the problem solvers. They will be the people equipped with not just the knowledge, but the skills to use that knowledge to solve some of the world's trickiest problems. And that's why it will be a game changer, not just for Oman, but I think globally, because we need people like that to solve problems, not just for the country that they're in, but for the whole planet.
Everything is new and benefits students. It improves achievement and develops education. This is what we want, God willing.
It does produce students who understand the subjects in more depth, and that's the real key thing here. We're moving from rote knowledge transfer to developing skills and practical applications that will help enable those students to become the mathematicians and scientists of the future.
We are optimistic that the future of education in Oman will be the best, especially considering the recent directives and approval of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq. May God save and protect him. This whole system is integrated with all the efforts made by the ministry to achieve a high level of performance in school education in the Sultanate of Oman.
The science curriculum now includes many experiments in the lab, which helps students understand and comprehend.
What I like most is working in groups.
In the Cambridge curriculum, the information and lessons are clearer and more detailed than the old curriculum.
The old book was big and thick. Students found this subject difficult.
My personal opinion on the curriculum is that these lessons have been introduced to keep pace with global developments and to raise the level of students in science and mathematics.
Young people are the future leaders, and they must be ready to face hardships and challenges.